Hey everybody, Tom Selleck for the win. Back at it again with the beginner series for 7 Days to Die. I thought I had taken care of all these zombies so we could hop right into it, but they're coming out of the woodwork. There's another one shambling towards me here in the distance. Let's take the long shot. These are tough to hit. I got him in the chest. This particular headshot. This particular type of zombie is incredibly, see how much they move? They're tough to hit in the head. Basically just set the red dot and let their head fall into it. And another spider zombie. You know, we talked about spider zombies a little bit. It seems like they generally come in threes. I already killed the first two, I couldn't find the third, and we just found him. So as we already discussed, just a reminder, spider zombies are what bring hordes. If they go unchecked, they will scream and scream and scream, and next thing you know, all their friends will be here for a party. So, we are in the plains biome. You can see, unlike the forest, much less trees, so you definitely lose the ability to get wood quite so easily. This is anecdotal, I don't know if it's true. I think generally speaking, perhaps a few less boulders to beat up in this biome. The wildlife seems to be pretty similar in terms of quantity. Everything else, you know, no tree stumps here. That's definitely one thing. Way less cotton, way less goldenrod. You definitely see it, just not as much, and usually when you see it, it's in a group like this. But we do have one thing, and it's corn. So, corn can be eaten, and it can also be planted. It can be used to make stew. You can make cornmeal out of it. You can use it to distill down into alcohol. You can use it to make biofuel later in the game. The moral of the story is corn is one of the single most important items in all of 7 Days to Die. So, when we see it, we grab it. You don't need to grab a ton because it creates seed and you can grow it, but you definitely want to have some on you when you get the opportunity. Here's how corn works. You see that we have pick up one ear, pick up two. If you pick up the bottom one first, the top falls and is destroyed, so you lose out on that ear of corn. We want to take the top first, then the bottom. So now, somewhere in our mess of an inventory, I can't see it. My eyes aren't working currently. Where the hell is our corn? Did not actually pick it up. I think it makes the sound, but it doesn't pick up. So let's get rid of some stuff that we don't need so much. Indecision. I don't know why I have indecision, considering we don't need ingot mold anymore. We can eat our venison stew. And I think we also have a water we can drink. We don't really have a use for empty jars at this point. I don't really know where they are. There they are. Alright, cool. So we don't have corn. We'll find some in a little bit. Next thing we want to cover, mining. So you see a cliff face. You can just dig a hole in the ground and mine. But we see a cliff face. And what we see, dirt, which you don't want to hit with a pickaxe. If you want dirt, use a shovel. This is just stone. Takes, I think, 5 or 6 hits with a good pickaxe. Stone can be used for lots of things. Stone you can use if you want to build a little hill. You can use it to make small stone, which can be used to make sharp stone, or gravel. Gravel is something that you use for making concrete later. You'll need lots of gravel. The best source of gravel really is cinder blocks. You can also place gravel. You can also put stone directly into a forge with a cement mold to make cement. So stone's cool, but we don't specifically set out to mine stone. You get stone when you're mining other things, generally speaking. Let's get rid of this. So you don't have to set out for it. What we have here instead are things that we care a little bit more about. The stuff that's this color, you see that slight brownish kind of metallic-y? That is iron ore. We're going to beat some of that out. It's loud. Iron ore. Iron ore you can do a couple things with. You can stick it right in here and craft into scrap iron. 1 iron ore, 12 scrap iron. Clutch. You can also stick it directly into a forge and convert it into these bad boys, these iron ingots. A pig just died somewhere. So you have a couple ways of doing it. if you try to go directly from iron ore to ingot, it takes a little bit longer. I would recommend, if you're running around the wasteland, if you want to save a little time when you get back to your forge, go ahead and convert it into scrap iron first on your own, and then you can stick it in the forge, and it will just save you some forging time and the fuel from the forge and all that. Boy, how did that miss? Hold still. There we got it. The next item up for bid. Oops. This stuff that looks just like the ore. Remember, there's our ore that's brownish. But it's a little... I'm trying to get to it. It doesn't have that brown tint to it. That's our lead. You'll get lots of that. You don't need to mine lead. It appears on its own. Let's see if we can find some potassium nitrate. That's usually... There we go. Potassium... I had it backwards. Potassium nitrate's the white. Lead is the stuff with the blue tint. There's your lead ore. So potassium nitrate. It's nitrate or nitrite in this case. I don't know the difference. I'm not a damn chemist. If you're a chemist, you can correct me in the comments below. We're going to find out. It is nitrate. So potassium nitrate you use for explosives. You use it for... Where's it at? You turn into potassium nitrate powder. Use it for explosives. You use it for making ammunition. Same with the lead. The lead you would use for making bullet tips. You can use it for making shotgun pellets, shotgun shot, I guess is what you would call it. So that's the two primary uses for potassium nitrate and for lead, is basically gunpowder and for ammunition in general. So those are the main things you'll mine out of there. Those three materials plus stone. The one other thing we should talk about is clay. I mentioned it briefly in an episode. I did it off camera. You can see the difference in color. This red stuff, that's clay. It takes much longer with the pickaxe. You want to pull it out with the shovel. I think it takes 2 swings of the shovel. So there's our mining fun. Yay, super exciting. Let's go find us some corn. This is not going to be a real long episode. Basically, I just want to dedicate these last few episodes to the different biomes. I feel like we've covered most of the rest of the basic stuff. Here we go. 1 cron. Top first, then the bottom. It's in our inventory. We can eat it, or we can make seeds. And you plant it just like you would plant anything else, like we discussed. We made a little row with our hoe. That's what she said. Makes no sense. And we have corn plants that will grow into big healthy corn plants. Yay! Or you can make corn yummy in your tummy. As you can see, it makes almost 0 impact on your health, but I tell you what, I've been early in games before and went across a plains biome, and I've survived due to eating corn. No word yet on whether the starches in the corn syrup if you will, makes you a fat bastard. There is word on that. It doesn't actually. It doesn't work. I don't know why I said that. So, we've learned about a new biome. There's not a whole lot else to go through here. One thing that maybe I could mention, and we're unfortunately not getting to see a ton of it, we saw a little bit back there when we mined. The plains can get into some really cool, huge, sort of like hilly things. I guess maybe we see one in the background here. Hilly things, that's a technical term. Basically what hilly things means is hills. Lots of hills. Hilly things. There's a hilly thing. Some really nice mining in that one. You can see it from a distance. When you do get into mining, an auger is the slick way to do that. We won't get to that in this series in terms of finding one. But look at that. This would be a beautiful place to start. Iron ore is by far the hardest of the things to find, it seems like. Or maybe it's because iron ore provides the least. Lead and potassium nitrate you get so much from. But what we see here is you'll get a strain, they call it. So you'll just follow it as you go into the hill, and eventually you'll run into stone or something else. Maybe the strain will run dry. Maybe it'll end up underground. But once you see something like this hill is just full of it. You could basically decimate that entire hill and pull just tons of stuff out of there. So Yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up. The plains is a nice place to build. I like building in the plains. I think my ideal, if I had to pick one place to build, I would build in the plains in a biome that was close to the wasteland and close to the forest. And the reason I say that is the forest can provide you trees, although you can definitely plant your own trees. And the wasteland provides you everything else. It's a dangerous place to be, but it's a great provider of stuff. I like the plains because you get a nice long field of view if you're going to build like a nice sized house, maybe with a platform to shoot off of, which of course I would recommend. It gives you a nice field of view. You don't have all the trees to contend with that you might in the forest. It makes it easier to hunt because you don't have the trees to contend with that you have in the forest. This is what I was talking about when I said hilly things. It's kind of a nice, it's kind of cool actually. It's almost like a South Dakota Badlands sort of a thing. It's sort of a cool deal. I like building up in these or on the side of one of these. You can build some stuff that looks really neat. Holy backpack. Get it. Run away. Oh no. Gonna break your leg. Nope. We're good. So, there we have it. We'll wrap up the plains biome episode. We're going to find whichever comes first for the next one, desert or wasteland. And we'll discuss the fun stuff there. So until then, this has been Tom Selleck for the win, asking you to like the video if you liked it, or if you didn't. I don't care one way or the other. I just want the like. I'm asking you to subscribe because I like being subscribed to. It's good for my ego and for my channel. And I like comments. If you have questions, if you hate this video, if you hate the game, if you like the video, if you like the game, if you just want to say hi, if you want to ask for some recipes on Vietnamese spring rolls, whatever you need, leave it in the comments below. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.